Rujum El Hiri is the Arabic name for stone heap of a wild cat. It's a site dating back to the early Bronze Age II, around 3000 BCE. For years, the mystery surrounding this monument continues. Our senior producer, Uri Shapira, went to the sacred site during last week's longest day of the year, the summer solstice. Take a look.
A temple, a burial site, or perhaps an observatory? There's no clear answer to the question of what Rujum El Hiri in the Golan Heights, close to the Syrian border, was used for. It's the largest ancient megalithic monument in the Near East, many compare it to Stonehenge in England.
This place doesn't have any strata, no layers and no finds. It's virtually empty. On the one hand, it's very hard to identify it, to understand when it was built. On the other hand, anyone can tell anything.
The name Rujum El Hiri means in Arabic, stone heap of the wild cat. Experts say it's at least 5,000 years old and associate it with the Chalcolithic era. It's made out of more than 40,000 basalt stones. Over the years, different theories were suggested regarding this site. Some say it was an ancient astronomical observatory, possibly because of its ring-shaped structure.
If you stand in the middle of the central cairn, is not in the middle of the whole complex. So if you shift a little bit south and you stand on the equinox day and look east, there are two huge boulders there. It's kind of a gun sight, and you will see the sun rising through this point.
Others suggest that the place was a tomb, since a small cave was discovered in its center. Dr. Freakman has another theory.
I think, actually, that indeed it was ritual, but it was not a tomb, but it was indeed related to the theme of death. I think that people who served in this place, who prayed here, sacrificed here, they believed that this was the point where the dead people were to pass to the land, to the Netherland, the place of the dead.
The site was discovered in 1968 by a team led by acclaimed archaeologist Shmarya Gutman. He named it Galgal Rephaim, Circle of Ghosts in Hebrew, referring to the biblical figures, Nephilim or Rephaim, giant people who are mentioned in the Bible as the sons of God.
Rephaim was a nation that was living here in the area, in the Bashan. They were counted as giant, and they were counted in their name. We have 3 levels of things. One level, Rephaim, is from the word ripui, healing. Another level is Rephaim, and in the shadows, people beyond this life. And another thing was Rephaim is that when you saw a giant like the Rafa, you become Refu, you become with less power.
Rujum El Hiri is not a religious place, and its history is much earlier than the cradle of monotheism. However, thousands of years later, it still attracts. Every year on June 21st, the longest day of the year, a few people gather here to mark the summer solstice. Some meditate, practice yoga, sing, and pray.
This place really empowers me. When I come here, I feel it is like a portal to other worlds. Meditations here are more intense. I call it personal development accelerator.
I think this place is having a very strong old prayer, an old letter with earth that is saying to us, come over here, work first of all as a circle. Work with no corners, working smooth, and then presence the light, presence that we are light. After all, we didn't come to this world just to build stones.
Who built this site, and how do they manage to recruit such heavy manpower and create such an impressive monument at such an early time in history? More than 5,000 years after it was built, Rujum El Hiri is still shrouded in mystery.